It's TA from WPTV, and we're getting a first look of the dogs that are rescued from the Bahamas aboard this mega yacht, the Laurel, here in West Palm Beach. I'm here with Hani Rodriguez, and this is really our first look at these dogs. You can see some of them over there.
Yeah, and we actually met one of them, Mia. One of the crew members actually holding her up. So cute. Such a nice dog.
That guy is actually from the Bahamas Humane Society. He traveled with the dogs on the yacht today, and he held up Max as well, and Max is super cute as well.
Yes,
but I'm going to flip it around and explain what's been happening here this morning.
So the yacht docked around 6 this morning, and we were waiting on customs to sort of clear everybody from unloading some of the crates, and obviously the crew members as well. And we have just been waiting with anticipation. It's such a big rescue mission, and you actually explained to me earlier, it was kind of like a 2-for-1, because the chief officer here aboard the Laurel was telling us that they actually delivered medical supplies as well as food and water, etc., and that they took on the crates and all the dogs. And TA, you were there to witness everything. They had an assembly line. You said to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so when they were loading the dogs onto the yacht, they actually loaded them on the back of the yacht. They're not going to do that this time when they take them off, but they loaded them on the back of the yacht. You had a little dinghy boat that they used as sort of a stepping stool to get onto the yacht, and then they had all this food that they put on the yacht, and there was stairs that come down right over there, and the crew members, all 22 of them, formed an assembly line to put dog food, water, other supplies onto the yacht, and they dropped that off at Freeport, including some hay for some horses, because there's some starving horses there. So yeah, they picked up the dogs in Nassau, went to Freeport, and now they're arriving here in the Palm Beaches. Now, they're not taking the dogs off yet, right?
Not quite. I mean, as you can see, they're sort of lining them up. Again, they have to go through customs. I mean, that stuff has to be cleared. And then they're going to be headed to Big Dog Ranch Rescue, which is so amazing that they're taking on all these dogs. They're going to be in quarantine for about a month, at least a month, until they get checked out. And then they're going to be available for adoption. But, I mean, we sort of talked about this during my live shots. The important thing is to get the dogs they already have there adopted to make room for all the ones coming in.
Yeah.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg. They're going to continue to go to the Bahamas, hopefully, to bring more dogs in.
Yes, and some of you guys are asking about, are these dogs somebody else's that they've lost? Now, Deb has an answer for that.
Yeah.
There are dogs on board that are going back to owners that are missing dogs, right?
There are 3 dogs that are being reunited that they had to evacuate and got their dogs to safety.
They came from Marsh Harbor, I think,
From
right?
Marsh Harbor, then they came over to Nassau, and they're going to be reunited. And one of them is the beautiful standard poodle that we've seen on Facebook, because I've already gotten adoption inquiries. So that one has a mom and dad.
Now, Honey and Deb, the rest of them were dogs that were already in the Humane Society shelter. They did not have owners, right?
No, they have been in the Humane Society in Nassau for quite a while, and even you said some over 2 and 3 years.
Yeah, there's some that are even 4 years. So they were, and at the Humane Society in the Bahamas, and this is not a slide against them, they are kept outside in the same heat that we experience here in the Palm Beaches and South Florida.
Yeah. They are going, when they get to the ranch later today, first thing the dogs will do is we'll walk them, have a little pee and poop, all the good stuff, get a little walk, and then they get to go inside, and they always just enjoy that first cold cement floor like your dog does at your house.
And they've already experienced that in this, I mean, super yacht. They've been in the air conditioning.
Right, they know air
conditioning. The crew members have been taking care of them, and actually they told us that they've been walking them just along the yacht or inside on the yacht, and just getting them acquainted with the space and with their travel over here. And it was smooth sailing from what the chief officer told us.
Yeah, the chief officer said keeping them clean and walking them was definitely an undertaking.
It's been crazy, he said, but it's been fun.
It's been fun for sure.
And he actually has a dog of his own aboard the yacht.
Yeah, the captain has a dog. Yeah.
So anyway, so they're like, we're kind of used to this, and we're glad to help. And this was a donation, right? The yacht provided,
exactly,
which was amazing, because how else will you transport these dogs in?
I guess plane, but this is just a donation.
It would take a lot more, right?
Yeah. And so Big Dog Ranch Rescue right now is asking not for physical items, because your goal is to get, this is just the tip of the iceberg, as we've been saying all morning, is to get monetary donations so you can send more planes in.
So we can hire planes. Planes cost money, and that's how we will get more dogs here, is flying them.
Honey, what else do you have to add?
what about donations in terms of like feeding these dogs and providing for them? Do you guys need any of that?
Rachel Ray donates all of our food.
WPTV's own Rachel Ray.
Yeah, WPTV. Rachel Ray feeds all of our dogs. So food donations we have been sending to the Bahamas. We can always take food donations. We also work closely with Isabel Zapata down in the Redlands. We have stray dogs right down there that she feeds on the street until they can get them into rescue. So we always love food as well.
One of the comments here was, what about volunteers?
Volunteers, absolutely. I can't walk 500 dogs at the ranch. Maybe if I did, get more steps in. But we need volunteers to come help greet people with donations. Volunteers to walk dogs. Volunteers to help us clean, feed. There's so much to do.
And now, also, we don't want to forget about the dogs that are already at your ranch.
Yes, I have dogs that are ready to be adopted. So these guys aren't going to be ready for well over a month when we get through the quarantine. So we have dogs right now. I got to get them out, got to get them in adopted homes so that these guys can then get into their kennel space.
Can you talk a little bit about the process of, sorry, do you want to bring somebody else in?
I want to bring in the CEO because this is just, he was telling me it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, so you told me earlier, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You're hopefully going to continue doing this and rescue more and more dogs.
Oh, absolutely. And we work with our rescue partners, so it's as we have been saying, the tip of the iceberg. Right now we're arranging for larger boats to house veterinarians and veterinary techs to sit right off the coast of the islands and then have rubber dinghies bring the dogs on, take them to Nassau where they can be fully evaluated, and then transport them back.
Gotcha. And
just speak up just a little bit because it's
I know
there's a
it's
lot
loud.
of, yeah.
How else would you transport them if it wasn't for people who donated their yacht? To bring them over.
We brought back dogs in planes, boats, almost every possible means.
Okay, so this was just a bonus that you can bring them back.
Absolutely. We were just very fortunate that the crew of the motor yacht Laurel had arranged for us to be able to use them, but we've had several other individuals step up to bring back.
How's it feel? I mean, for you to be behind such a wonderful operation.
Well, we're all very proud. We're very fortunate. Our founder and president, Lori Simmons, has made incredible connections through the ranch. We probably adopt between 3,000 and 3,500 dogs a year, but coordinate up to 10,000 with our rescue partners.
If you can give some perspective, how many dogs are you hoping to rescue from the Bahamas? Do you have a number? Do you have even an idea?
Not yet. It's in the thousands.
In the thousands, wow.
It's just similar to Puerto Rico and the other disasters.
So the help needs to continue coming in, as you mentioned, adoptions,
we
volunteering,
need adopters,
volunteers,
monetary donations for medical supplies, for vet services, transport, fuel.
For those who can give, please give.
Yeah, or even your time. I want to bring in Brittany real quick because Brittany's on Big Wag Your Tail Wednesday a lot, Pawnee, and she says these dogs are really in better shape than most times when they come from a hurricane situation, right?
Yeah, they definitely are. We've done a lot of other transports where they're on a plane or somewhere that they're stuck in their kennel. This staff of the boat has been amazing. They've taken the crew, they've taken the dogs out, they've walked them, they've cleaned them. It's going to make our job a lot easier, but they seem pretty happy about having dogs on board.
Yeah, they do seem happy. We heard them barking early this morning around 6:30 in the morning, and then they stopped, and they were telling me that they kept the lights off and help them feel like
awesome.
It's night-night.
It is. That's awesome for the dogs. It's going to make our job a lot easier. It's an awesome partnership. Definitely better shape than some of the crew members have sort of like held them and showed them to us, and they all seem so precious and calm, and you wouldn't think that they just went through a devastating storm. My goodness, I mean, they really their dogs are super
felt the
resilient
impact from the hurricane.
They did, but they're like way more resilient than humans. Way more resilient.
STA said they were out in the elements in the
were
Bahamas.
out.
I mean, and not to
Their cages were outside. So it should say pen, not cages.
Yeah,
the pens were outside.
like their area.
But I was there on I don't even know what day it was. I think Saturday, and it was like 95 degrees, and so that was cement and the elements. The air wasn't really moving like the breeze is right now, and so really they've gone from that sort of like conditions to this
Like-
super yacht, mega yacht, whatever you want to call it, to Big Dog Ranch Rescue, which I've been calling like the Waldorf Astoria of animal rescues, because you guys don't put the dogs in cages for the most part.
No, our goal is that all of the dogs live crate free. Most of them live in a room with roommates, sometimes 3, 4, 5. The little dogs, there's sometimes 6 or 7, and kind of lets them, live life as a dog should, not isolated, and get them to be more adoptable.
Have you, because you try to fix them mentally as well as physically, right?
Absolutely, that's a big thing. I will say the dogs that come from the islands, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, all of the islands, are usually awesome dogs, like have great temperaments, very adoptable, fit into most homes. They're not huge dogs. They're just kind of like, we call them hotcakes, kind of like a mutt, just a easily adoptable, friendly dog that fits into most situations.
And I wanted to ask you the reason why are they in quarantine for more than a month or so? What's the process you guys do?
So certain places don't vaccinate their dogs or don't have the same standards we do. A lot of these dogs were just dogs that are kind of just out in the wild by themselves. Different than what we think. That is normal life on an island though for a lot of animals. It's not necessarily good or bad, it's just very different from what our expectations are. So the goal in quarantining is to make sure we don't pass any diseases.
Now, Shelly has a question, and Hani, I think you can answer this. Why are they waiting so long to get the dogs off the yacht?
Oh, we have to wait on customs to clear everybody on board, as well as the dogs, make sure nobody's getting in and out or staying here that don't belong.
So, and they just opened up at 8, I think.
Yeah, they opened up at 8, and the chief officer said he was going to call him, promptly at 8, and it's actually 8:11, so there should be somebody headed this way sometime soon, but we don't know what. We're kind of waiting it out at this point.
There's a lot of paperwork.
Sign that there's
a lot of paperwork and a lot of steps involved. The organization that helped all of this happen submitted all of our paperwork, had everything taken care of, so we could just pick up the dogs and get them here. And
I would tell you, when I was in Nassau aboard the ship, the people over there, the officials, were very strict about which dog could and could not go on the boat. And it ended up being 49 dogs that are going to Big Dog Ranch Rescue, and 3 dogs that were actually flown in from Marsh Harbor and that are going to go to their owners when the dogs get cleared here later today.
Yeah, we do try to facilitate that. That happened a lot after Hurricane Maria. As we were bringing dogs in, we had owners that were evacuating that wouldn't evacuate until they knew their dogs were safe. So we do try to help get their dogs here, whether a family member claims them or somebody, until they can get back and then claim them themselves.
And this is a valid question, I think. For some people are saying, well, you're putting all this effort into the animals, what about the people there? And my response has been, I think different organizations are working on different things.
Absolutely, it takes a village. Everybody kind of has their own little thing they do, and we do as much as we can for the dogs. And honestly, when we're bringing them back doesn't mean we don't bring cats back.
And I was just going to ask you, somebody on Twitter asked me, what about the cats?
Yes.
Are there any cats coming in?
So this transport doesn't have any. In the past, we have definitely brought them in. We have some partners that we work with in different areas of the state and the country that we then can facilitate getting those cats to those places that can help them.
I just want to take everybody and get a close-up shot of the dogs, and then we'll sign off and we'll come back on when we start offloading these dogs. As you can see, this gentleman is from the Nassau, and he came along with the dogs, and him and the crew of 22 have been working hard to keep all the cages clean. I don't.
She helped organize really the efforts behind the yacht. And I just want to talk to her briefly for a second, because we want to make sure that these people are being so generous and donate their time and the yacht to bring over the dogs.
And thank you to the owner of the yacht. I want to give you a big shout out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, of course. So we'll grab her for a second. Norma, talk to us a little bit about Lisa. You're the first behind this operation.
I'm just one of the volunteers. I'm on the board of directors of Yacht Global, and we've been operating for 14 years doing humanitarian and conservation work via yachts all over the world. And increasingly, unfortunately, we're having to do more and more humanitarian and disaster relief work. So we are one of the first responders in the Bahamas on board a yacht called Boone, a 127-footer. We sent out our search and rescue team that has done literally hundreds of missions saving people's lives. And then we have yachts like Laurel here. She's a 240-foot Delta built in the United States, in Washington State. And Laurel sent over 10 tons of material to Freeport and then picked up almost 60 dogs in the Bahamas and are bringing them back. So I'm telling you, we're so happy to have a really positive, vibrant story to tell, in addition to all the really sad things that we've been hearing. But the response of the yachting industry has been awesome, and we're so proud at Yacht Global to be a part of that.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us, and thank you for this incredible story that's coming to fruition here in West Palm Beach this morning. Do we know if the customs have cleared yet?
I do not know.
So that's what we're really...
That question, but we were going to try to follow these dogs back to Big Dog Ranch Rescue and sort of give you a look of like where they're going to be there, where they're going to be. They're going to be their new home for, you know, for a little while until they find a new home.
So have you ever been out to Big Dog Ranch Rescue?
I have not, actually. I
Okay,
have not.
it's a very interesting facility because they don't put the dogs in cages. They're like in 12 by 12 rooms, and they have roommates. In each of those rooms, they're offloading the first dog. So there we go. So this was the first dog that was offloaded. Hi, how are you? What's your name? It just says Unique. Hi, Unique. How are you? So Brittany, you're going to use these wheelbarrows to take the cages. And that way you don't have to take them out of the cage, put them back in the cage.
Yes, and this crew has actually been awesome enough that they said they took all of the dogs out yesterday and walked them. So they've had their legs stretched over the time period, so that's awesome. It's a big help to us.
That's awesome. So obviously Customs has cleared all the dogs. Is that dog, honey, I don't know if you can get down there and say, does that say Unique on the... So Unique is the first dog off the yacht. That does make Unique unique.
It does make Unique.
Or,
Actually, he was relieved. Or she, sorry.
She. It's a she.
She was.
It's.
Sorry.
So here's Brittany.
Yeah, all of them are.
Are you guys sore from offloading all that supplies and stuff? Y'all had a big assembly line going. All right. So Deb, what are you feeling right now?
Happy, saving heartbeats. Doggies that need some helping.
I remember you. I remember you. Hi. Hi. Sorry, Deb. This one was actually in a smaller cage in Nassau, and one of the people at the Humane Society said, no, we need to get that one a bigger cage.
Yeah.
So,
Want them to be comfortable while they're riding.
hi.
I need your help with it whenever you're ready.
You can ask me questions.
For the 11 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm going to walk up to you and do an interview
Okay.
on my thing.
Whatever.
Okay, you good?
Yep. So, Honey, just to paint a picture, hi Bob, this is our photographer Bob. Honey, just to paint a picture, these crates were actually flown from South Florida to the Bahamas via cargo plane, and now they're coming back with the dogs. So that's just kind of a circle.
It is pretty incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
I can imagine once they come ashore that they have a need to relieve themselves.
Yeah.
And here's the last dog to get off the Laurel. So real briefly, I got to ask you, how do you feel? You were responsible for getting these dogs on, partially responsible, and you work with the Humane Society in the Bahamas, and now they're here finally in the Palm Beaches. How do you feel?
It feels awesome. We know there's a lot of work left to be done, but it feels absolutely awesome to get them here successfully, safely, and know that we're preparing to continue doing this and help these dogs.
Well, awesome. Good work, man. Nice job. But yeah, do you know what the number of the dogs was? Because it's been going 50 total. Okay, 50 total. Thank you so much.
People said 100.
I know, it keeps changing. This is the CEO of Big Dog Ranch Rescue.
Thank you. Really couldn't do it without you. Without everything. It was hard work, as you can see. It definitely, there's a lot of dogs to clean up after, but it was very rewarding and we got through it. So
Yeah, they know rescue.
yeah, they were worried at first, and then they got in here, they got fed, air conditioner on, they all went to sleep. It was so calm.
It seemed like the most traumatic moment was loading them onto the boat out of all of it, yeah.
Couldn't have done it without you. I haven't got my job's done yet. I gotta get out of here too.
She's not. She's coming back soon. She's just in customs. She's coming back soon. She'll be back.
So obviously these dogs are, I'm trying not to show too close, they need some cleanup because they got excited getting off the boat, and so volunteers and staff are doing that now, and the crew, but Big Dog Ranch Rescue is taking them to transport, and we'll walk over there.
TA, join me right now. They had an assembly line to get these crates on the yacht, then off the yacht to get these dogs transported here. Talk to me about that.
So there was an assembly line of 22 crew members that took the crates off the trucks and took them onto a dinghy, a little boat. It was used it as a bridge, and then that bridge, they put them onto the back of the boat, and then they filled up this entire cargo bay with the dogs. And then they had stairs going up to the boat, and they took all the humanitarian aid, the food, the water, all the supplies, and they put that on a board through assembly line as well. And then they left Nassau and went to Freeport, and that's where they dropped off all those supplies, and then they made their way here into the Palm Beaches today.
Now, the next step is to get these dogs to Big Dog Ranch Rescue. Right. Which, you know, they're going to get sort of their forever home eventually. They're going to be in quarantine for at least a month or so. Talk to me about, you know, their mission now once they get them over there.
So Big Dog Ranch Rescue says that their mission is to heal dogs physically and mentally. So these dogs need to be in quarantine for just a little over a month. Then they're going to be cleaned up straight away when they get to Big Dog Ranch Rescue. And then they're going to make sure that they nurse them back to health before they are available for adoption. That process, like I said, could take a little over a month. But what Big Dog Ranch Rescue is actually asking for right now is if you can take a dog and adopt a dog, that would really help make space for all the dogs they're bringing over from Bahamas. This is not just the tip of the iceberg. They're going to continue to bring dogs over from Bahamas, so they really need your help with that. Money to use to pay for the airplanes, to get supplies over and dogs back, and also volunteers.
Thank you so much, TA. Yeah. Well, guys, this is how the community now, it's your turn to help out. Again, with those donations, head to our website, WPTV.com, for all the information you need. For now, reporting in West Palm Beach, I'm Ronnie Rodriguez, WPTV News Channel 5.
Okay.
All right.
Are you filming? Tell me when you're done.
All right, so let's go see these dogs over here. It's kind of a juggernaut right now, but it's... Deb, how's it going? Using wheelbarrows and any kind of transportation they can to get the dogs over to the transportation to Big Dog Ranch Rescue, which I'm going to walk over there just so you can see those dogs. We're at the Rivovich Marina here in West Palm Beach. It's just south of the Port of Palm Beach. These wheelbarrows that you're seeing right here, they're being used to transfer the dogs to the transportation to Big Dog Ranch Rescue. How's it going? And here's Brittany coming up. We talked to her earlier. Brittany, how's the loading of the dogs going? Okay, we're gonna go check it out. Beautiful yachts out here. Luis, I didn't realize I was going to do a hit with her, so sorry about that. I wasn't really paying attention to the Facebook Live at that moment. So there's a pretty lengthy walk for these volunteers and staff members. And we're almost there. Sorry, how's it going? Carrie, your dad used to work at Ribovich? I hear their coffee is fantastic. How's it going? Good. I'm on Facebook Live. All right. So you use this van, or this bus really, to load up all the dogs, right?
Yeah.
And when they get back to the ranch, I'm assuming they get baths and get cleaned up and all this.
They go through a process just like anybody that comes from a foreign country. They go through a quarantine time, and they'll examine the dogs, clean them, wash them up. They're all stressed out.
Yeah.
When they first come in, we give them baths. After that, they go straight to the one for about, usually up to a month.
Up to a month. That's another dog. So here's Hani Rodriguez. She's with Deb from Big Dog Ranch Rescue, who's wheeling up another dog right now. So Deb, this has been quite an adventure.
Quite an adventure. This is a little friend. I don't know who it is.
It is...
A little boy dog. Thank you. Little Shepherdy Lab mix.
Yeah, very cute.
Number 50.
Number 50.
Number 50.
That's the 50th dog.
I'm playing 50 tonight.
Hi.
Side to side, getting on either side. It's easier to put it in. I got this stuff.
That's number 17.
Hi, number 17.
I've learned about 10 dogs off highway, so I've learned every trick how not to lose them in the process. Fun. It's the fun part of the job.
Yeah, I'm trying not to show it. But I mean, honestly, that it's gonna happen, and we know that they're gonna. They're excited. They're stressed, and that's just what is expected. I must say the crew really kept the dogs clean and walked, and there isn't that much of a mess, to be honest with you. Hello. How are you? Number 47, how are you? Karen, there's only 3 of these dogs that have owners, and they are being reunited at the ranch at some point. Like this, the rest of the 47 dogs were already in a shelter situation, meaning they didn't have owners, and so they are up for adoption, or will be once they pass their quarantine in a month. So it's not like these dogs are other people's dogs. These are dogs that really need homes, and we're up for adoption in a no-kill shelter, the Bahamas Humane Society, and they did not have owners. Lucky number 7.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here.
Let's go see. So if you're just joining the story, these dogs were from Bahamas Humane Society in Nassau, and they were taken to a yacht, the Laurel, the yacht then went to Freeport to drop off aid for other animals like food, water, hay for horses, and then they will go on, then they came here to West Palm Beach this morning. Yes, Linda, they will be microchipped. So really, the coordination of several organizations to get this to happen, we learn more and more as we talk with the volunteers, the crew, everything. Thank you. Donna, you just made my day. Oh, look at these doggies. Karen, you can go to Big Dog Ranch Rescue's website, and after they get through the quarantine period, they will be up for adoption. So Hani and Bob, we're on Facebook Live. Are you guys going?
Back to the truck to edit some video, sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support,
Put together a
Thank
story
you.
that will air on WPTV later today. There's one running at 11. Just trying to get the word out that these dogs need to get adopted shortly, and plus all the other ones that are already at Big Dog Ranch Rescue. And yeah, head to WPTV.
All right, so this has been quite a journey over the last 36 hours. Thank you for spending time with us. We really appreciate it, and help out these dogs if you can. For WPTV News Channel 5 in West Palm Beach, I'm T.A. Walker.